Since 2020 is the most stupid and random season ever for the Minnesota Vikings, why not have the most stupid and random position battle raging on Week 11 against the Cowboys, as this flew under the radar? So the Vikings signed up 33-year-old former Tampa Bay Buccaneers long snapper and turned NFL journeyman Andrew DePaola to the practice squad. They had worked him out previously the week before the Bears game when long snapper Austin Cutting was on COVID reserve before finding clearing before snapping on Monday night. Now, they brought on an extra long snapper onto the practice squad, 16 members strong, mainly because Austin Cutting has had a bad snap in each of the previous two games against the Lions as well as against the Bears, and you can't have that. And with the special teams under the gun, under fire, the last couple weeks have been a mess. Blocked punts, returns allowed, yada yada. Maybe the Vikings were sending a message to the special teams units like, hey, guess what? We mean business right here because we are benching a long snapper, and that's exactly what they did. Because after they announced that they had signed Andrew DePaola to the practice squad, they also announced that they had elevated him to the 53-man roster. The game day 55 or whatever it's called. So we theorized that it's quite possible that they were going to make Austin Cutting a healthy scratch, make him inactive for the game against the Cowboys. And that's exactly what happened, because what's the point of having two long snappers on your active game day roster? It doesn't make a lot of sense. So the Vikings obviously don't want to cut Austin Cutting because they made him a 7th-round pick, number 250 overall in 2019. And overall, he's good. Like, his rookie year was extremely solid. It's just been the last couple of weeks he's had a couple of hiccups. And the unfortunateness against the Bears is that because he wasn't able to practice all week because of COVID, it's a possibility. But either way, the Vikings threw down the gauntlet. I mean, they brought on DePaola onto the practice squad, and he snapped well. Like, there didn't seem to be any tangible long snapping issues, both in punt as well as on field goal against the Cowboys. There was a number of issues everywhere else, but DePaola was not the main reason why the Vikings lost. Maybe he was one of them. But it's hard to tell what is a good long snap and what is a bad. Well, actually, no. I can tell what a bad long snap is. It's tough to tell what a good one is. So what's going to happen going forward? I don't see them having DePaola on the practice squad just hanging around and just practicing, because that doesn't make a lot of sense. There's only so many reps in a week. You're not going to want to split them between long snappers, as you want the guy who's going to be the guy get as many snaps as possible with the holder, with the punter, with the kicker, etc. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. Like, was this a message to Austin Cutting? Does he have an injury under the radar that isn't on the injury report that's impacting his snapping? What's going to happen here? So I think what it was is, I mean, DePaola he's 33, journeyman, has been out of the league for a couple of years. He was in camp with the Colts 2019. I don't necessarily see him as a long-term solution at long snapper. And as you've seen, it can be kind of important, right? So I think that Cutting is still the guy, but I think they want to send him a message. It's like, hey, get your stuff together. You had 2 bad games in a row, so we're going to bring in this guy off the street. Oh, guess what? He long snapped way better than you. And guess what? We're going to do it again next week, and as long as he doesn't screw up, or if you don't show up in practice, hey, we're going to cut you. And guess what? You're going to pass through waivers, because who's going to claim a long snapper? And then maybe we'll bring her back on the practice squad. I don't know. So I think just leave it to 2020. Just have the most stupid and random position battle in the middle of a season, as the Vikings at 4-6 just trying to peel themselves off the pavement and get back into the playoff race. But you just watch. Like, at a certain point, special teams the last couple weeks have been habitual line steppers, and there have been a reason why the Lions stayed in the game, a reason why the Bears stayed in the game, and also a couple of potential miscues against the Cowboys as well. It's like, hey, Chris Boyd, stop moving. Stop moving as a punt gunner. Oh, yeah, because he benched Dan Chisena, as well as he benched KJ Osborne as a punt gunner as well. But I digress there. Just, this team has so many issues. Can long snapper please not be one of them? Just, I don't care who's on the roster, who's on the practice squad, who's doing the long snapping. Just make sure that it is good. One less thing to worry about, please. But your thoughts. Vikings benched a long snapper. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.